Well, Kennedy Space Center transformed our state's economy in the 1960s because the area had the highest concentration of doctoral degrees in the nation. And it drew a mass influx of highly educated families. And it drew clusters of defense contractors and research labs and electronics factories to Florida and built a sprawling network of technology, aerospace, and space development companies we still have today. But while that produces great jobs for skilled workers that are still growing today, we also found a growing number of students in Florida public schools are not learning those skills. We're backsliding in math and in science at an alarming rate. And we sat down with FSU Physics Professor Dr. Paul Cottle for perspective.
So the American Institute of Physics Statistical Research Center every several years conducts a survey of high school teachers to find out how many students are taking high school physics, what the teachers are doing, what they're teaching in their classrooms. And what she found on the last survey, which was in 2019, was that Florida seemed to be declining at a rate greater than any other state in the union. She figured it had to be wrong. So she contacted me, and I was able to access statistics that the Florida Department of Education provides very graciously and send them to her, and she was able to confirm that their initial conclusions were correct. Florida's high school physics is in decline faster than any other place in the nation. It's sort of a canary in the coal mine for STEM career paths in the state of Florida. We're in trouble.
What's causing this?
I think it's a lack of interest. The state has never had a science and math culture. And you think, how's that possible? You know, Kennedy Space Center's here. We have a high-tech industry in Central Florida. So a lot of good things are happening. But the schools have not had the opportunity to pick up on that and give large numbers of students access to those kinds of careers the way other states like Maryland, Massachusetts have done. Even Georgia's done better than us in the recent past.
What more can or should state leaders and educators do?
Well, our state has always been focused on reading and literacy and writing. It's time for our state to institute a crash program on improving math and science learning for all of our students. But especially we need to give the students who are capable the opportunity to learn chemistry and physics and pre-calculus and calculus so that they can go to universities like ours, major in engineering, and be successful.
Presently, not all public schools offer those courses.
Well, as of fall 2022, of the large high schools in Florida, that is 1,000 or more students, about 1/5 didn't teach physics. That is an enormously large number, and it's a much, much, much larger number than even 5 years ago. Not only are we not improving in math and science at the high school level, we're actually getting worse at a pretty substantial rate of speed.
Specifically, how do we reverse the tide? What's it going to take?
We need more great teachers. So one of the problems you have attracting teachers or attracting people who are strong in math and science to teaching careers is that these students have any career path they want to go on to. You know, they can leave college with a bachelor's degree and start at $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 a year. Now we're asking them to take a job that's very, very important to the state, but at a starting salary of just under $50,000. There are a lot of students who would be willing to do that under two conditions. One of them is that they would have some prospect for improving their salary with experience. We have pretty much choked that out of the system at this point, and I hope we're able to put it back in, give teachers the opportunity to advance their salaries as their number of years of experience increase. The other thing, teachers love autonomy. A lot of teachers went into teaching so that they could have some autonomy in their classrooms. We have reduced the amount of autonomy the teachers have. Teachers are frustrated, and they're not encouraging young people to enter their profession. If the state's leaders really want to improve math achievement in our schools, they're going to have to just throw out all their old assumptions about where you get teachers, how you recruit teachers, how you how you treat teachers when they're in the classroom. Just throw that all out. Talk to teachers, find out what would work better, and just go for it.
You'll find more of our conversation with Dr. Cottle and our investigation of sliding SAT scores in Florida on fox13news.com. And we'll continue to dig into the lapses and look at possible solutions in the coming rounds of Money, Power, and Politics.